Man was sliding down a private water slide in Texas when his worst nightmare happened. David Salmon fell 10 to 15 feet off the slide and onto rocks, but miraculously survived. Salmon recounted what happened in a Facebook post, writing, "Too dang old to be going down water slides. Fell off this one that is over a rocky cliff. First time in an ambulance. I'm currently in the hospital in Round Rock. Broke my arm and fractured ribs. Multiple lacerations on my back, arms, and side. Just found out I don't need surgery, so that's good news. One more night in Austin, then I can go home to Dallas." I can't imagine that he'll be heading down any water slides anytime soon after that mishap.
So moving on into the next clip here, we have a 10-year-old boy who was injected from a water slide. He was going down the water slide, and as soon as he hit the bottom, I guess you could say, which is the straightaway, he was actually injected from the water slide and skid across the concrete. Now the thing is, the kid was okay. He did get a few scratches, but he was okay. And they actually ended up closing the ride for a few days because this happened on opening day, and they investigated, and I believe the ride is now open.
Kel OSHA is now examining whether 2 new water slides in Dublin are safe following yesterday's mishap. KPIX5's Wilson Walker has the latest on this developing story at the multi-million-dollar park called The Wave.
As an observer, you could see was when he came into what we refer to as the run-out area, he seemed to get a little bit of on top of the water, and he ended up sort of sliding across the edge for a bit, and then he was definitely shaken by that experience.
Shaken and a little scratched up, but that boy walked away from his wild ride down the Emerald Plunge, what you might call the dramatic centerpiece in Dublin's new $43 million water park.
Considered what we would call the thrill slides, have the largest drop.
And today those 2 slides remained closed as state investigators took a closer look at things, specifically the landing area where the boy hit that thrust of water and went shooting back into the air.
The manufacturer of the slides themselves will be on site tomorrow.
And that is what is so puzzling about this, right? The only thing unique about the Emerald Plunge is probably its name. In fact, you can find this exact same piece of equipment in water parks all over the world.
Yeah, this is not a custom slide made for the city of Dublin. This is a slide that's sort of an off-the-shelf slide.
As you might expect, everyone here today knew exactly what happened on day 1.
Because someone fell off it.
Which meant a lot of this on day 2.
I was a little bit disappointed that we couldn't go on it today, but they have a couple other slides open.
Yeah, a little disappointed.
Stuff happens.
Now, parents, being parents, looked at the bright side of that.
Well, I figured a lot of people might be scared off by it and not come today.
And kids, of course, will be kids. If it were open today, would you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go for it.
But that will have to wait as Dublin tries to figure out how an off-the-shelf slide sent a child off the rails almost as soon as this park opened.
And until we can, resolve what occurred, these slides will remain closed.
In Dublin, Wilson Walker, KPIX5.
Today, the park closed a 3rd slide called the Riptide Rider so that staff can look at whether it has the correct water pressure. 3 other slides are still open for public use.
So moving on into the next clip here, we have a group of 3 people that were going down a water slide, and they had way too much speed, and as soon as they hit the splash pool, they still had too much speed, and they end up actually knocking a kid over. Whoa! So moving on to this next clip here, we have a group of 2 guys that are probably a little bit overweight to be riding this ride, and they got way too much speed, and they ended up actually getting some airtime on this ride, and they had a pretty nasty wipeout. This next clip here, I have no idea what these guys were expecting, but I guess they went to a water park that's either closed or abandoned, and they ended up going down a water slide without no water at all, and the wipeout is pretty bad.
Oh, you right, bro? You right? Bro, he's fucking. Oh, he's stuck.
It's always you!
Get some footage.
What the fuck did you do?
Fuck, gnarly, Bradley. Gnarly. I was just like, fuck, man, I hope he's like...
So this next accident right here, this guy was actually going down a water slide. It looks like to be on like a beach, one of those little inflatable blow up water slides. And he ended up going down it, and he ended up actually just skipping across the water at the end. And he ended up actually falling out of the water slide. Luckily, he was all right. He did not get hurt at all, and he ended up just laughing it off.
Андрей, сними Настю, Андрей. Настю сними. Лицо Гагарина О, вот это классно получилось. Я бы пожалела, если бы это было фото.
So for the next handful of clips, we have a bunch of fails and very funny moments that happen on water slides.
Good run.
Esse cara daí é bunda.
Jesus.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure you guys go ahead and drop a like. Also, if you're new here, make sure you guys subscribe and turn on notifications so you guys never miss a future video from us. And that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.